When class is let out at Signal Mountain High School, senior Matt Gunther doesn't get on a bus or hop in a car to go home. No, Matt hikes down this trail.
When I walk into the woods, I notice all the sounds around me. Throughout the next 9 months, it'll be my home, and I will experience something incredible that will absolutely be unique among my peers and throughout my community. I will be an eyewitness to the true power of the seasons. I will see our society in a completely new light. I will walk out of my home in the woods each morning for school, seeing our modern world with fresh eyes each day. Well, this is my wigwam. It's 14 feet across and about 7 feet tall in the middle.
And where Matt spent over 200 nights, out in the wild, all by himself.
At first it was kind of scary, noises, you don't know what they are, you're just alone, you hear something move right outside of the door, you don't know what it is, but then I got over that, and then it gets to this just complete relaxed, calm feeling.
Matt's woodland journey began as an idea for his senior class project, inspired by Eustace Conway, a man who moved to the Appalachian Mountains when he was 17 to live off the land.
His ideals and his ideas about society really were interesting to me because I was looking around seeing how people live in houses and they don't realize seasons and weather, and so I said, what if I lived in the woods? And Ms. Tharp said that would be very cool.
I was somewhat skeptical about it, and he showed me on Google Earth where he wanted to set up camp. He knew who owned the land. We talked about how he would need to have some sort of legal waiver for liability, and within weeks, he had it all lined up.
Matt had won over his teacher, but his mother was a little harder sell.
When he said that he wanted to live in the woods, my first reaction was no. You know, I don't want to give you up this last year. So I lost the argument. So I've had to watch him experience his senior year through Mother Nature's eyes, I guess.
The wigwam is a Algonquin Native American shelter. It's traditionally made out of tree saplings, just like mine, in a dome with a hole in the top and a door. And it's usually covered in bark or grass mats.
Even though he built a practice wigwam before beginning his project, it still took about a month and a half to finish the structure.
Yeah, this is my furniture. This is a full living room set. This is where I sleep. And this is all just sticks, so it's sticks and a thermarest.
His stick and string decor might not look pretty, but they serve his purpose. The same could be said for the bridge he built for crossing this little creek. A trickle now, but when the rains came, it would fill chest high with rushing water.
You just come up here and you grab the top rope and then you just walk across the bottom. But it works out pretty well.
You might think that loneliness and boredom would be the biggest challenges for a teenage boy living in the woods by himself, but not for Matt.
I didn't have a computer, I didn't have a TV. I would read a lot. If I bring some Shakespeare out here and I sit here in the woods and try to read it, it's no issue, but if I'm at home and I have a TV there, computer there, phone there, it's so much harder to concentrate. And so really, I had no problem with being away from all that.
His biggest problem was dealing with the weather.
Stormy nights were really bad.
I remember talking to one of my other colleagues and saying, man, surely Matt's not camping in this. It was raining so hard.
I woke up several mornings when it was in the teens, and I was all nice and comfortable, and I thought, oh my gosh, he's out there in the wigwam, he's got to be freezing.
I wanted to get a huge snow just one night, like 6 inches. And even though that never happened, the calm that comes over the woods during the winter is really incredible.
After realizing that using an open fire for heat would be too much work, Matt and a friend hauled in a wood-burning stove.
The coldest it got was probably 16, 18 degrees. And with a nice fire, I can get the inside of the wigwam to 75 degrees.
In order to document his experience and share it with other people, Matt kept a blog.
The forest almost seems to be holding its breath. Last week when my thermometer dropped below 20 degrees, the loudest noise I could hear was the ice cracking around the wigwam and sliding down the sides. I would absolutely say that I'm awestruck at the thought of a time when people not only survived, but flourished during weather like this. I feel cold just getting out of my sleeping bag to walk to school. I can't imagine how it would feel to not only live in the wild during winter, but to also have to provide food for myself while doing so.
The demands of 21st century life in America, especially homework that required a computer, kept Matt from spending as much time as he would have liked out in the woods. But he does feel a sense of accomplishment in what he was able to do, what he has learned, and what he hopes we can learn.
Spiritually, I definitely feel connected to the woods because, I mean, it may be bad, it may be good. Weather, I mean, it may be the perfect day, maybe the worst day, but it's always here, it's always changing. And really, nature is the perfect metaphor for pretty much anything in your life because seasons change, but everything comes back.
What he was trying to prove with this whole project is to make people more aware. We've kind of lost touch with the land. We take a lot of things for granted.
Acknowledge nature as more than just the woods. Even our cities are really part of nature because the whole world is nature. Everything's connected. There's no reason to shut off and destroy nature just because it's not a part of your life because it should be.
I'm Ken Tucker on Tennessee's Wild Side.